We're talking with John McLaughlin, one of the best pollsters in the industry. He's been described as President Trump's favorite pollster. Well, John, you took a poll for us a few weeks back. Tell us, what did you ask and what did you find?
Well, we asked right up front, we asked these 1,000 likely voters across the country, people who decide the presidential race in Congress. We asked them when they're making decisions for their personal investments or savings, which of the following do you agree with most? We had one choice in there where we said, I want my financial company to invest according to their views of social values as more important consideration than my returns. Because that's what you've got going on now. People trying to control your investments by for their social values, their policies. Only 8% of all voters agreed with that.
Wow.
Most Americans said they want the greatest return regardless. That's 35%. And 38%, I want them to invest for the greatest returns, but I want them to invest according to my values. So you really got 7 in 10 voters who don't want them investing according to these social guidelines, which really don't have anything to do with the investor values or anything to do with getting a return. And that's what, it's their savings, it's their money.
70%, that seems like a big number to me. Is that normal
that's
in
a
your
big,
polls?
That's a big number. Statistically, the margin of error in the survey is plus or minus 3%. It's well outside the margin of error. So most people don't like the idea of this social investing where you're sacrificing returns or you're investing against the values of the person whose money it is. So, and by the way, over half the voters, they have 401ks. They have, significant savings so that
this is
it really
meaningful.
matters to them.
Yeah.
Right. And the challenge too is a lot of Americans, even though it's only half, a lot of Americans don't have that kind of savings, which is a real challenge for us in policy. So we also asked, generally speaking, would you rather invest financially in efforts that promote ideals and concepts of socialism or encourage growth through capitalism and free markets?
And what'd you find?
They said capitalism and free markets 56%. But to me, the scary part is the 22% who said socialism. So that's
scary.
a real challenge.
Yeah.
And the ones with the savings of 401ks, they're saying 63% capitalism. So it's a bigger number.
But still, it's a majority. And
yes.
it's a majority. It's enough to win an election if this were running a candidate for a campaign. But it is scary. There has been this concerted effort by the media and by the educational institutions to promote socialism, and they've gained ground in the past 10 years. I have no doubt about that.
Yes, and absolutely. When you look at I'll put on my partisan hat for a second. When you look at Bernie Sanders got Joe Biden to sign a 110-page unity agreement. And in that unity agreement is a lot of socialist policies, and younger voters really don't understand what socialism is. And the president has made it quite clear that America will never be a socialist country. He said it in the State of the Union before. He's saying it during his Republican convention. And by the way, most American voters agree with that. And what's scary, though, is Democrats, it's 30% agree with it. Socialism, 42%. So it's really inside their party, which if they get control of the presidency, the Senate, the House, you're going to see the tail wagging the dog. And the Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you'll see them, Elizabeth Warren, they will be enacting socialist policies if we're not successful. And that's a scary thought.